Yo, Cowboys Nation, hold on to your hats, because I've got news that's gonna shake Dallas to its core. Ezekiel Elliott, the face of our backfield for 7 straight seasons, has just been cut loose. That's right, Zeke is officially a free agent, and the Cowboys are moving in a whole new direction. But what does this bombshell mean for America's team? For Zeke's future, and for the rest of the NFL? Stick around, because we're diving deep into this game-changing announcement that's got the whole league buzzing. Trust me, you won't want to miss a single detail of this wild ride. Let's break it down. Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Welcome to Dallas Cowboys Fan, your ultimate destination for all things America's team. Whether you bleed blue and silver or are just starting to catch Cowboys fever, this is the place. If you are a die-hard fan, please make sure to subscribe for more latest news and updates of your favorite team. We're diving deep into the latest bombshell announcement from America's team. So you've probably seen the headlines blowing up your social media feeds, but let me break it down for you. The Dallas Cowboys have just dropped a major bombshell, and trust me, this is the kind of news that's gonna have ripple effects across the entire league. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty, let me just say this. If you're a die-hard Cowboys fan, or just someone who loves to stay on top of the latest NFL drama, do me a favor and smash that like button. And while you're at it, hit subscribe and turn on those notifications, because you don't want to miss out on breaking news like this. Alright, let's cut to the chase. The Dallas Cowboys have officially announced the release of dramatic pause, Ezekiel Elliott. Yeah, you heard that right. The man who's been the face of the Cowboys' ground game for the past 7 seasons is now a free agent. This news might not come as a total shock to some of you who've been following the team closely. There's been speculation for months about Zeke's future with the Cowboys, especially given his declining production and that massive contract. But now it's official. And it's a move that's gonna change the landscape of the team and potentially the entire league. Let's rewind a bit and look at how we got here. Zeke burst onto the scene back in 2016 as the 4th overall pick in the draft. He immediately made his presence felt, leading the league in rushing yards as a rookie and helping to power the Cowboys to a 13-3 record. For the next few years, he was arguably the best running back in the NFL, racking up Pro Bowl selections and consistently putting up monster numbers. But as we all know, the NFL is what have you done for me lately kind of league. And lately, Zeke's production hasn't quite lived up to that massive 6-year, $90 million contract extension he signed back in 2019. Last season, we saw him split carries with Tony Pollard, and for the first time in his career, when healthy, Zeke failed to reach the 1,000-yard mark. Now, I'm not here to bash Zeke. The guy's been a warrior for the Cowboys, playing through injuries and always giving it his all. But the NFL is a business, and sometimes tough decisions have to be made. With the salary cap situation being what it is, and with Tony Pollard emerging as a dynamic playmaker, the writing was on the wall. So, what does this mean for the Cowboys moving forward? Well, first off, it frees up a significant amount of cap space. Releasing Zeke as a post-June 1 cut will save the team about $10.9 million against the cap for 2023. That's not chump change, folks. It gives the Cowboys some much-needed financial flexibility to address other areas of need. Speaking of needs, this move clearly signals that the Cowboys are all in on Tony Pollard as their lead back. Pollard's been explosive whenever he's gotten the opportunity, averaging 5.2 yards per carry last season compared to Zeke's 3.8. The question now is whether Pollard can handle the workload of a true RB1 over a full season. But here's where things get really interesting. The running back market in the NFL has been, let's say, a bit depressed in recent years. Teams have been hesitant to shell out big bucks for running backs, viewing the position as more replaceable than others. So, While Zeke's release might seem like bad news for him, it actually gives him a chance to reset his market value. There are plenty of teams out there who could use a veteran running back with Zeke's skill set. Think about a team like the Buffalo Bills, who've been looking for a consistent ground game to complement Josh Allen. Or how about the Philadelphia Eagles? Imagine Zeke in midnight green playing against the Cowboys twice a year. That's the kind of storyline the NFL lives for. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but what about Zeke's loyalty to the Cowboys? Wouldn't he take a pay cut to stay? And sure, that's a nice thought. But let's be real, NFL careers are short, and players need to maximize their earning potential while they can. Zeke's given a lot to this franchise, and now he's got the opportunity to do what's best for him and his family. It's also worth noting that this move doesn't just impact the Cowboys and Zeke. It sends a message to the rest of the league about how teams value the running back position. We've seen similar situations play out with guys like Le'Veon Bell and Todd Gurley in recent years. It's becoming increasingly rare for running backs to sign second big contracts with the teams that drafted them. So, what's next for the Cowboys? Well, they've still got some work to do this offseason. They've got to figure out their wide receiver situation, with questions surrounding Michael Gallup's recovery and the potential for adding another weapon. They need to shore up the offensive line, especially with some uncertainty at left tackle. And let's not forget about the defensive side of the ball, where they could use some help in the secondary. But make no mistake, this Zeke decision is going to define their offseason. It's a bold move, and it shows that Jerry Jones and the front office are willing to make tough choices to try and get this team over the hump. The Cowboys haven't made it past the divisional round of the playoffs since 1995, and the pressure is mounting to bring another Lombardi trophy to Dallas. As for Zeke, well, his future is wide open. He's still only 27 years old, which isn't exactly over the hill for a running back. Yes, he's got some miles on those tires, but he's also got the kind of experience and pedigree that a lot of teams value. Don't be surprised if we see him sign with a contender and have a resurgence. Sometimes, a change of scenery is exactly what a player needs to reignite their career. Now, I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about this move? Are the Cowboys making the right call by moving on from Zeke? Where do you think he'll end up? And what does this mean for Tony Pollard and the Cowboys' run game going forward? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get a discussion going. Before we wrap this up, I just want to take a moment to appreciate what Ezekiel Elliott has meant to the Cowboys over the past 7 years. From the crop top at the draft to the Feed Me celebration, he's been one of the most iconic players in recent franchise history. He may not be wearing the star anymore, but his impact on the team and the league won't be forgotten.